Hello, and welcome to episode 18 of the What If South is Up podcast, where we talk about the ups and downs of creating worlds from scratch and all the misadventures we experience along the way. In a nutshell, how to wing it like an author. My name is Xtina, Xtina LaFave, and I'm in the middle of building my first world, a parallel Earth where colonization never happened in the Americas, and writing my first book, which has a working title of Cogs and Arrows. It leans towards native futurism, but it's also speculative fiction, but wholly fantasy because there's magic. Ooh. And today, as always, I'm here with my favorite co-host, the most amazing, the most wonderful, Mr. Derrick Hall.
The most half-dead Derrick Hall you'll ever meet. Everybody, I'm Derrick Hall, author and creator of the Crimson Prophecy series, which currently consists of 4 books, 2 main novels, and 2 companion novellas, all of which are available on Amazon. So, Xtina, what are you drinking today?
Nothing fancy. I just have been in the mood for margaritas, so not to bore the audience, but I'm having another margarita.
I don't blame you.
I don't know why I'm in the mood for them. I go through these phases.
It's summer. Margaritas are summer.
It's not summer. It's rainy and wet and cold. Ugh. Anyways, not to bemoan my existence.
Hey, you're the one that decided to live up north.
No, this is a whole other conversation, which we shall not get into right now. But moving forward, Derrick,
fair enough.
What are you drinking tonight?
I have a local beer, and it's a Huckleberry Blonde Ale. And
well, that's odd.
It's very light,
odd.
Very fruity. It's got a little bit of a, Fruity Pebbles, crunch berries kind of twist to it on the end, but it's pretty damn good.
I'm a little bit jealous, but I also want to mention that 2 episodes in a row with huckleberries.
Yes, 'tis the season.
The season.
Huckleberries are insanely lucrative industry in Montana in the summertime. They usually come in around the end of July, and they'll go for upwards of $50 a pound.
Wow.
They're very expensive because if you go to try to pick them, you're probably going to be fighting the bears for them. And there's not a whole lot of farms that can get them to grow because they like the really random, rocky, high alpine meadows and stuff like that. So,
oh, that's interesting.
They're delicious. You ever get your hands on a fresh huckleberry, go for it.
Oh, I have never met a berry I didn't like.
Yeah, huckleberries are awesome.
I've tried huckleberries, blueberries, blackberries, brackenberries. Oh, I can just go on and on with berries.
Marionberries?
Yes, I've had marionberries. Yep.
Yep. Oh, well, yeah, you're from Seattle. That makes sense.
Not only made that, but I'm also Eskimo, which I understand by some people's standards is a slur, but it is a word that my people call themselves. But, yeah, we're berry people.
Hell yeah. I love me some berries as long as they're not strawberries or blueberries.
See, I even love those. And I'm
just burned out on them is all. I like them. I'm just burned out on them.
I love a good salad with berries in it, too. Oh
yeah, for sure. Yep, but it's summer. It is huckleberry season very soon, and everything is huckleberry flavored this time of year, including the beer.
In Montana.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Derrick, what have you been reading and or watching?
I'm slowly chipping away at Will Wight's Cradle series. I'm about halfway through that. It's long. It's amazing. I can't bring myself to put it down, even between books, so I just keep reading it.
That's awesome.
I
love a book that makes me want to come home, after work and all the chores and just want to pick it up. Yes, yep. That's beautiful.
And the last book just released last week. So now there's an end to it, which is why I started rereading it in the first place. But apparently I am not fast enough. But yeah, I'm chipping away at it, and it's a really good time. It's a lot of fun. As
I love
for
that.
watching, I decided to go back and rewatch a couple of my favorite movies for reasons that shall remain nameless.
Will you reveal?
I will reveal. I went back and I watched Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, which is an absolutely hilarious movie. And I rewatched Ready Player One,
which, sadly, I have never seen.
Oh, you should watch it. I'm pretty sure Ready Player One was on Tubi, so you can watch it for free.
There's no excuse. There is
no excuse.
No,
there's no excuse.
I've heard good things about the book, good things about the movie. They're
no
both
reason. Fantastic.
Yeah, there's no reason why I should not have consumed these stories by now.
Mm-hmm.
I have no excuse.
I'll make a lot more sense.
Can I just say about Free Guy? I do not know why, but I love the word guy. It's such a small little itty bitty simple little word, but it's one of the words I love.
That's another great movie. And for the uninitiated, both of these have untold layers of pop culture trivia baked into them. And if you enjoy pop culture, movies, video games, music, any of that, you're going to catch at least some of them. And it speaks to my soul. And my books will make a lot more sense if you're familiar with those too. But I honestly think those are a big part of where my layering Easter eggs into things came from.
I will add them to my TDW.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So at this point, I'm guessing the audience is just dying to know what I'm watching or reading.
Yes. What are you watching or reading?
So, oddly, I am hooked right now on a docudrama. I wouldn't say it's a documentary. And it's not really a docudrama, but it's more docudrama than documentary. Anyways, I'm watching Disney's The First Alaskans.
Reality adjacent TV?
It is basically a documentary following 4 or 5 families. But because it's following each family individually, I hesitate to say it's just a documentary. But there's nothing scripted about it. But boy, when I think about how the things that I'm learning, the nuances that I'm learning for my book, I'm so glad I have not produced, I'm so glad I haven't published my book yet, because there's so many nuances I get to add to my book now. I'm just absolutely fascinated.
Yeah, I've had that one on my list for a little while, and I just haven't gotten to it.
I love it. And as a storyteller and world builder myself, when there's so many things I can catch on the stories of these people that I'm sure most people don't even think about. And I don't know. I just find it really fascinating, the whole thing. This is what I'm binging right now. Now, as far as reading goes, I'm really not reading anything specific. So as you know, Derrick, but my audience does not, is that I had a huge epiphany, and I have decided, or I have come to the conclusion, or I've reconciled with the fact that my book one that I've been writing for 4 years, is actually not one book. It's actually 3. So I have been doing a lot of research right now on creating a series, on, really focusing on outlines, on, character arcs, that kind of thing. So I haven't had time to read right now because I'm just really, I'm doing a lot of studying right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to it.
Yep.
That I didn't bother to learn, and now I'm nipple deep in it and don't know what to do. Yeah. No, so that's... Don't you just love those epiphanies that create so much more work for you?
I feel like a huge, the old saying, the adage, whatever, weight lifted off your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
making this into 3 books, which, by the way, I haven't decided if it's 3 or 5, and I'll do some more research over the next few days to find out if it's going to be better as 3 or 5. But it just makes so much more sense right now, and it seems so much more easier. I don't know if it will be easier, but it just seems like it's so much less... I don't know what to say. I love complexity, so I can't say that less complexity excites me, but it just makes so much more sense to have it as more books.
You have more space to do what you need to do without
I have more
drowning
space to
in it
breathe.
and trying to jam it all in. And
Yes.
Yep.
And because I have a goal of making these marketable, so I want this to be YA fantasy, so I can't have over 100K per book because I'm new and I'm unknown, all the quote-unquote rules and limits, whatever. I'm going to try to follow them the best that I can until I don't need to. So instead of trying to create a 300K book, I am just going to create 3 100K books. And hopefully this time next year, I'll actually have something to share with my audience, our audience.
Well, that's the dream, isn't it?
It's a dream.
Hopefully this time next year, I will be done with Ketra for a while, with the last book out and all of that loveliness, but it's not looking great right now.
You know what? Something's going to happen. The moon is going to align with Uranus, and please, audience, don't laugh at that. It's the first planet I thought of. But something's going to happen, and you're going to get...
It's not the audience you need to worry about.
Yeah. You're going to have your own epiphany. It's going to happen. And it's just going
to happen.
And then it's all going to flow out, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's the dream. Alrighty. So what world building problems have you encountered or solved since our last episode?
So as far as resolved goes, last week we talked about a problem that I was experiencing about portals in my world. Funny enough, by me extending what happens through the first act to the midpoint, I don't have this problem anymore. I found a solution. I found a solution right away. So
well, there you go.
I solved my world building problem by limiting how much of the story I'm telling in this book. So that was an interesting learning milestone.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Now, with the changing from 1 book to 3, because I have spent so much time trying to figure out all the issues with just 1 book trying to tell the same story, I, at this particular moment, do not have a world-building problem I need to solve right now. So that's good.
Fair enough.
And you? What are you dealing with right now? What's as far as world-building goes?
I'm dealing with trying to figure out how to pants my way to one of probably a dozen possible endings for a project, and I have no idea which one it's going to end up as.
Oh my God. Did you hear about that one author that created 6 different endings to the same novel, gave them all the same name, and then produced
That's just
them?
Evil.
And then
evil.
And then produce them, and so everyone's talking about the same book, and then they get to this different ending, like, what are you talking about? That's not how it ended. Yeah, the book I have, that's how it ended. Yes. So that I find, yes, evil, genius, beautiful.
I've seen the memes suggesting that, but I didn't know anyone had actually done it.
Yeah, someone had done it. I can't remember the book, and maybe it's my own imagination from the memes I saw. But this is the perfect opportunity. You should do it. 3 different endings.
I can't do that.
Why? Why can't you? Why do only your characters have to be evil geniuses? Why can't you?
I'm evil. Nobody ever said I was a genius.
Now's the time to prove it.
No, I can't do that. Top secret project is top secret and part of things, and I can't do that. It would be fun, but I can't do that.
Chicken. Sorry.
I don't know what the reception would be to a choose your own adventure in adult fantasy.
I also believe, and I will not change my opinion on this, your secret piece would be great as a second person POV. I reread some of your stuff that, that secret project as in the second POV or second person POV. It was so fun. But I'm just saying,
and
anyways.
For anyone who doesn't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I had this question not that long ago. What the hell is second person?
Oh, glad you asked. So, first person, we're talking about I did this, I went there, I smelt that.
Yep.
Third person is she did this, she did that, she smelt that.
Yes, which is my usual.
Which is my usual too. Mm-hmm. Second person is you did this, you smelt this, you felt that. So it really makes the person, you don't have to explain all the feelings of the individual because you're using that word you. The person is feeling it firsthand. They're developing their own feelings for it as opposed to first person. I'm going to lay one on you here.
I'm going to lay one on you. D&D is second person.
Exactly.
As a game master, you were telling a story in a second person point of view.
Yes. And this story that you're writing, oh my God, I was reading it and I loved it. But then I was like, oh my God, what would this sound like in second person? So I reread a few things in second person. I was like, holy shit. And then if you made all the character names, gender neutral, it's just, I don't know. It's just an idea, but I love your story.
Once I get it done and know what's going on, there very well might be a D&D campaign based on it.
Yes, that's different audience.
So you might get your wish.
Yes. No, not my wish, but a different audience, different aspect of it, and I would accept it either way.
Yeah. You might get part of your wish.
Okay, how's that? I'm okay. All right.
But enough about that, because I'm going to have to cut everything about that project.
Every week, we like to share one sentence from our current works in progress. A single sentence, no context. Then we let you folks know if we're planning on keeping it or sadly, watching our darling die. Derrick, ready for Darlings Dead or Alive?
Bring it on.
Okay, you get to go first.
Okay, well, I think it has something to do with making baby wyverns, but I didn't ask.
My husband says I giggle too much in these podcasts, but
we're having fun.
That's just friggin' adorable. After my third margarita, that's adorable.
I'm going to have to go find that scene and send it to you.
I would love that. Okay, mine. Here we go. Anisha waited for response, but all she got was Uki's under eyelids blinking as slow as curtains opening and closing for a stage show.
I'm distracted. Give me half a second. That is a really cool image. I'm sorry, I was distracted.
That's fine.
Yeah, that is actually a really cool image, especially considering that it is theater season in my town.
That's right.
Yeah. Except they don't have curtains, just lights.
Just lights?
Just lights. Which is fine. It works.
Yep. Oh, wait, I didn't ask you. Is your darling something that you kept or had to let go?
It is first draft, so I don't know yet.
Ah, okay.
It's largely irrelevant other than explaining where a character went that isn't around for a few chapters. So, anywho, what about you? Well, you already read yours. I read mine. I'm sorry. You did read yours.
I did read mine. So this is a scene that I had gotten rid of about, I don't know, a long time ago. But now that I'm restructuring my books, now that I'm restructuring my book series, I like this sentence, and I might find a way to re-include it.
Yeah. It's a good line. if it fits the mood of the scene, that's a really good line.
Well, I know we're not allowed to give context, but I will say what this sentence can do is it actually gives a lot of information about who the character is being talked about. And I like that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, when you can use a single sentence to explain a lot about a character, that helps.
It's hard to give a lot of information in one sentence without it getting bloated and over-punctuated and awkward. But that one does a really good job of it.
Well, I'm good at writing sentences. Hopefully one day I'll be good at writing a book.
It's just a lot of sentences strung together. That's all it is.
I know, it should be easy.
The difficulty is having them all make sense once you string them together.
And my difficulty is having them all make sense next to each other.
Exactly. Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I just said that. Come on, keep up.
Okay.
All right, on to the point of the show and our favorite game. Each week we roll a 20-sided die, which helps us randomly choose from our perpetual list of 20 scenarios. And then we talk about how it would affect our made-up worlds. Are you ready?
Yippers.
All right. Oh boy, I did not plan this, just so you're aware. Number 6. What if your MC discovered that their whole world was a cosmic experiment slated for termination?
And who do we credit this question to?
This was inspired by Will Wight's Cradle series that I've been reading for who knows how long at this point. So thank you, Will Wight. You're amazing, and I love your books, and I'm borrowing some ideas. But
okay,
how does that hit the world of Cab?
So I need a moment.
I really didn't plan that. I didn't.
Yeah.
It just happened.
So what if Anisha discovered that everything she's ever known was nothing but an experiment?
Have you read Cradle?
No.
Okay.
And that experiment was slated for termination, or the humans were slated for termination?
So to put a little bit of context to this, since you haven't read Cradle, there are an ascendant race. I do not remember what they're called exactly at this moment, but there is an ascendant race that is in charge of essentially being caretakers for all of the different worlds. All of the worlds are experiments of basically how will this race evolve? How will these people handle their problems? How will it be just constantly at each other's throats and fighting? Will they live peacefully? All of that sort of thing. And if the experiment either outlives its usefulness or fails, the worlds are destroyed.
Okay, I got this.
Cool.
But do you want to go first?
I really don't. I thought I'd have a couple weeks to think about this.
Okay, so in my story, my main character, Anisha, learns that she can speak to the entity who lives within the earth. Okay, not in the center of the earth, but within the earth. It's like a dimensional being that lives within the earth.
Mother Earth.
AKA Mother Earth. What if Mother Earth desperately realizes that the quote-unquote experiment she's been in charge of is failing? So now she's looking a way to save this experiment. And so that's when she brings on Anisha and then it tries to manipulate Anisha. So now, instead of Anisha being sent on a quest to save the Earth, the whole motivation changes. Now Anisha would have to be on a quest to serve her goddess, her Earth goddess, Xtina. That totally changes the tone of the book. I'm not trying to save the Earth, which is different than trying to save the world. She's not trying to save the Earth, but she's trying to help a god. Because the god fears failure. Oh, That would put a total different spin on so many different things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Her motivation, how Akna would motivate Aniksha to do this in the first place, right? Whoever Akna chose would have to be a subservient type of person, somebody that would want to devote to a god. And it would totally change Aniksha's personality and her motivations. So if it turns out that Akna is in charge of an experiment that's slated for failure, and then she's, trying to find a lesser being to help her, wow, that just totally changes the whole friggin' story. Aniksha wouldn't be the same person. Her best friends wouldn't be the same person, because wow,
Right?
I can't even tell you how much this would change the whole thing. So Aniksha ending up in the end wanting to save the earth is where my book is. Not that I want to divulge. It's going to be in the blurb, so I'm not giving away anything.
That's vague enough.
Yeah. But that is a total different personality than somebody wanting to help a god be successful or save a god from failure. So how would my book change? How would my world change? I don't know that my world would change too much, but my story would absolutely be a totally different story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. You make a really good point. Like, just that one little tweak can completely change everything you have planned. And then if you're anything like me, your mind spins off into oblivion going, but that would be so cool.
Oh, I am sitting here like that would be so cool. Yeah, do not get me wrong.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where it seems like a small change at first, and then the more you pick at it, the deeper it gets. Which is honestly part of my struggle with my books, because I'm starting to delve into gods and deities and crazy things like that, and it's getting really complicated. As far as my world goes, like you were saying, it would change my main character completely. Inara would not be the same Inara that we're used to at this point, and her friends would not be the same. Assuming she had had this goal all along, her path would have been very different. And moving forward, even from where we are now, it completely turns everything I have scheduled, for lack of a better word, on its head. So you're looking at a situation where, like you said, you would need a subservient personality, which Inara is not. She will do what is asked of her for the greater good, but she's not doing it because you asked her to. She's doing it because it's the right thing to do. I would have to twist it that way somehow. Like if some god or deity or something like that was like, oh, hey, your world's going to be destroyed in like 20 years and you're the only person that can stop it, so get good, scrub. She wouldn't do it because somebody told her to do it. She would do it because it was the right thing to do.
I think additionally, the main character would not only to be subservient, but would have to be in a position that they want the adulation from a god. So would that make them almost narcissistic, or would that make them almost, needy in some way?
I don't know that you would necessarily have to want the praise of a god. But to go back to Cradle, which is where this all came from, it's very much your home and your family are going to be destroyed, and you're in a place where you could fix it. But you only have so much time to get strong enough to do that.
So, in my world, what if my main character was approached by this Akna person to save her experiment, while my big bad evil guy was approached by a nemesis of the god who wanted it to fail?
Also fair. And there's a whole nother layer of crazy to add to it. You do that and you kind of end up with like two weather fronts colliding with each other, and it just gets nasty.
So, going back to the original question, how would this change the world? I don't think it would change my world that much, because the world would have to be firmly established as prospering or failing. It would, my world as I built it today could fit into this story. What totally changes is the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think we said anything specifically about how it would change the world, but it was, what if your main character discovered that their world was an experiment slated for termination?
Yeah.
So that fits. It wouldn't necessarily change the world, but it wouldn't necessarily change the world, but it would very much change character arcs and story arcs and, all of that sort of thing. Your characters are going to develop differently if they have a different goal.
It's also going to change the likability. So I like the fact that Inara does things because she knows they're right, not because a god told her to do so.
Right. And I don't know that would necessarily change so much as it would add a layer of, well, if I don't do this, then it's my fault.
Well,
because I was warned and I didn't do anything.
Anisha's going to get that, but I think it's at a different... how do I say this? So Anisha is going to be given a task to save the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Not the god of the Earth, not the world, not the idea, but the Earth. And if she doesn't do what she needs to get done within those 3 books, the Earth will start to die. I find that...
Oh, now it's just open-ended.
What do you mean?
40-book series, here we come.
No, 3. I have kept to the same beginning, middle, and end through the whole thing. I know what my end looks like. Anyways, so... But
if she fails and the Earth starts to die, you have room for so many more adventures.
That's the ticket. I need to make people think she's going to fail in book 3. Good point. I'm going to write that in my notes.
Mm-hmm. Or think that she succeeds, but it doesn't quite take and the world starts dying anyways.
Or she thinks she failed and it actually worked.
That too.
Yep. So many possibilities.
So many. You need your own 20-sided die.
I do. I actually do. You're not wrong.
I now keep one of those in one of those little IKEA magnetic spice tins on the side of my file cabinet at my desk for working out story problems.
Yeah,
I can just grab it.
That's great. I actually have a multi-sided die in my art studio because I have so many projects going, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have on a list. Here's it's just a 6-sided die, so it's nothing special. Here are the 6 things I need to work on. When I roll my die, this is the thing you're going to work on today. So
maybe I'll get you a set of D&D dice and send them over.
Oh, you're such a good friend. I'm a horrible friend. You're a good friend.
Oh, you're fine.
I am fine.
I'll just steal one from my already excessive stash and send it over.
Or I'll download an app.
Don't do that. Don't do that. They're never as random as they claim to be, and no. Don't do that.
Well, I think that we've gone off on a tangent far out enough.
We always do.
We always do, and they're always fun. I do want to say, if you're a world builder, newbie or not, whether you've published or not, and would like to be on our show, we would absolutely love to have you. This includes D&D, TTRPG, game masters, writers, authors, anyone who has created a world.
Yeah.
You can let us know by going to our website, whatifsouthisup.com, and leaving us a message, or you can reach us through our Facebook page.
We are also always interested in what-if questions to add to our list. If your world has something interesting about it and you'd like to pose it to us and see how it plays out in our worlds, we would love to hear from you. And you can reach us through the same methods that Xtina already mentioned. So, Xtina, where can everybody find you on the almighty interwebs?
uniquelyxtina.com. Wait, did I pay that bill? uniquelyxtina in the TikTok clocker thingy appy thing, on Facebook, Spotify, all those things, uniquelyxtina.com. And what about you?
My website is derrickhallauthor.com, but you can find me as D Hall Author on the Clock app, Facebook, and just about anywhere else.
And once again, I say this every week, or Derrick does. One of us does. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who listens. Thank you to our, I'm going to say 17 fans out there. You mean everything to us, and we want you to continue listening to us and share and all those things.
Yes.
Thank you.
Spread the love. You never know who might enjoy something like this. So
spread the love. Make the love spread. No, don't do that.
Yeah, no, not what I meant.
Okay.
Practice safe
Are we
word
done?
of mouth.
Are we done?
I think we're done. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, I think we're done. Goodbye.